You got the drop on 50 Cent one time?
We thought we did until we got in there. Mike called us, told he was up there. I got up there. We got up there, we came in and strapped to they thigh, bullies on them, semis on them, magazine cartridges. I said, yeah, he ain't slipping.
Today's not the day.
Nah, 50 moved different. He moved different.
And did 50
I'm glad
see
that
you?
didn't happen though. He see me, but he didn't know that's what we was on. We never approached him. I'm glad it never happened. Things worked out.
Taught us that, not trying to throw shots at him.
Sure.
But you could not do nothing to him because
Right.
he had that real.
50 himself once said, "Where I'm from, you don't get ready, you stay ready." That mindset built his empire. But that same attitude got tested when Wack 100 tried to act bold and found out fast that 50 doesn't play games. The beef started after one of Wack's wild clubhouse rants, where he began talking crazy, claiming he had inside info about 50. He wanted attention, and got it, just not the kind he expected. Back then, Wack managed the game, and because 50 and Game were already clashing, Wack thought he could jump in and flex his LA power. Big mistake. According to Wack's own story, someone tipped him off that 50 was chilling at the SLS Hotel in Los Angeles. So he pulled up deep, 10 people strong, ready to confront him.
Respect to Eminem, 50, and that was with us. So Suge came, he had some Mexican niggas. Now we from New York. You ain't never seen a nigga with a tattoo on his forehead. Lights the cigar, and it's the shit about Suge. He light the cigar, and he was trying to see what you gonna do. So Eminem, 50, everybody out.
But when he walked into that bar, the air changed instantly. 50 wasn't sitting alone. He was surrounded by 8 men who didn't look like regular security. These dudes looked trained, calm, sharp, military serious. Wack said the tension hit the second he stepped in. His confidence dropped quick once he realized 50's team was already in position, scanning every corner like a tactical unit. Some even say 50 set the whole thing up just to remind Wack who really runs the room. That's when the so-called check-in rule came back to haunt him. Wack always preaches about checking in when traveling, but 50's never done that. He doesn't bow to anybody's system. To him, those rules sound like fake respect that turns into street extortion. In LA, some celebs check in for safety, a kind of hood insurance. But 50, he moves different. He never asked permission to be anywhere. That night, Wack learned that the hard way. He came thinking he could intimidate a New York hustler, but he walked straight into a setup he couldn't control. When Wack left that hotel, the message was loud and clear. 50 Cent doesn't follow the streets follow him. That's why G-Unit never checked in, because they didn't need to. They were the check-in. If Wack 100 learned a lesson the hard way, Suge Knight learned it louder. The death row legend had ruled the West Coast for years, but when 50 Cent rose up, even Suge wanted to test his toughness. Their tension started long before they met. It all traced back to Dr. Dre. When Dre left Death Row to build Aftermath, Suge felt betrayed. Then Dre signed Eminem, and later 50 Cent. That move made things personal. One wild day, during the filming of 50's Indoor Club video, the entire set froze when someone yelled, "Suge Knight's here." He didn't stroll in. He stormed in, 30 men deep, some said linked to a serious LA crew. They weren't there to party. They were there to make a point. The air turned heavy, cameras went silent, and you could feel danger hanging in the room. But 50 didn't flinch. His team locked in, ready. It was a silent face-off, Suge flexing his legend, 50 holding his ground. The moment passed, but the war wasn't over. Fast forward to the 2004 Vibe Awards. The night was supposed to honor Dr. Dre with a Lifetime Award, a celebration of music greatness. Snoop Dogg and Quincy Jones stood beside him when suddenly chaos hit. A man named Jimmy James Johnson walked up like he wanted an autograph, then sucker punched Dre in front of everyone. The place exploded. Chairs flew, people screamed, and nearly 1,000 guests ran for the exits.
We were scared, but it was the Vibe Award. We seen Suge Knight and Irv Gotti, and they walked past the trail. 50 just look at James Cruz, so he just tapped James Cruz and said, "Yo, go buy 20 knives." Yeah, just go to the hardware store. It was about 20 to 15 of us, something like that. Suge Knight got like some crazy looking, Compton looking dudes with him, you know what I'm saying? So it just, you felt the energy.
Right in the center was young Buck, swinging to protect Dre. Reports later said someone got stabbed. Some claimed Buck did it, others said he didn't. Either way, the entire show turned into a street riot in suits. Whispers started flying. Was Suge Knight behind it? The timing looked too perfect. And Tony Yayo later said he saw Suge and Irv Gotti calmly walking past G-Unit's trailer right after the brawl. That image said it all. Something deeper had been brewing. When 50 heard there might be trouble, he told his team to arm up, just in case. And sure enough, chaos erupted like he predicted. When the dust cleared, Tony Yayo got probation. But G-Unit's name came out stronger. They weren't just rappers, they were built for war. That night proved it. Fame doesn't protect you, discipline does. And no matter who stepped to him, 50 Cent stood tall, ready, and unshaken. Every empire has its enforcer, and for 50 Cent, that man was monster. Quiet, loyal, and always a few steps behind. He was the reason nobody ever got close to 50 uninvited. Monster wasn't flashy, no chains, no smiles, just focus. Wherever 50 went, airports, clubs, backstage rooms, Monster was there, eyes scanning, mind locked in. He didn't act like a bouncer, he moved like trained protection. One glance from him was enough to make anyone rethink bad decisions. There's a video of a tense onstage standoff between 50 Cent and TT Trav. In the background, Monster's standing still, shoulders tight, watching every second. His job wasn't to talk, it was to make sure nothing ever happened to his boss.
What up, 50?
What up, 50? What up, man? How are you? So, 50, real quick.
That loyalty ran deep, maybe too deep. When the YouTube channel InfoMinds released a documentary breaking down 50's real security setup, Monster was at the center of it. The video even dug into the infamous 2014 Hot 97 Summer Jam, where rapper Slowbucks got punched and robbed on stage. Fans went wild analyzing it, but then suddenly, the video vanished. Word on the street was 50 Cent had it pulled down, maybe to protect his crew, maybe to stop speculation. Nobody knew for sure, but the mystery only made people more curious. Monster's loyalty came with problems too. He faced multiple assault charges, always tied to protecting 50. The wildest one happened in Copenhagen, 2010, when photographers got too close outside a hotel. A cameraman later told reporters, "He grabbed my throat. I couldn't breathe." He claimed Monster deleted his photos and left him shaken. That story hit the press hard. Some called Monster too aggressive. Others said he was doing exactly what he was paid for, guarding a man the world wanted a piece of. People love to joke that 50 hides behind security. Truth is that security is part of why he's still here. After surviving everything he's faced, being cautious isn't fear. It's survival training. Monster wasn't obsessed, he was loyal. And 50 trusted him because he understood one rule better than anyone. In this game, the second you relax, you lose. Before fame and charts, 50 Cent came from South Jamaica, Queens, a place where the line between hustle and danger disappeared quick. And ruling that world was Kenneth Supreme McGriff, boss of the Supreme Team, one of New York's most feared street crews. In the 80s, Supreme's team was making serious money, nearly $200,000 a day. But power always brings pressure. He got locked up in '87, came out in the mid-90s, and later teamed with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule to help run Murder Inc. Supreme wasn't just security. He was silent influence, making sure that label stayed protected. Both he and 50 came from the same streets, even shared respect early on. But that changed once 50 dropped How to Rob, the record that called out nearly everyone in rap. It made him famous and dangerous at the same time. And when 50's friend allegedly robbed Ja Rule, the spark hit gasoline. Supreme tried to calm things down, telling 50 to chill. 50 listened, briefly. But once he felt Ja and Supreme were teaming against him, he flipped the script and came back swinging harder. Then tragedy struck. Black Just, a mutual friend, got killed after a street dispute. Rumors said Supreme delayed taking him to the hospital, and the loss turned everything darker. From that day, Queens felt different, quieter, but colder. 50 and Ja's feud only got worse. Supreme kept siding with Ja, and 50 took that as disrespect. He wanted to prove nobody could control him. Not a rapper, not a kingpin. Then came the night both performed at the same club. Fights broke out, chaos everywhere, and 50 walked away holding Ja Rule's chain. He even flashed it later in a video, sending a message the whole city understood. I fear nobody.
Hey, this is 50 though.
changed everything. Supreme saw it as humiliation, Josh saw it as betrayal, and the streets saw it as war. From that moment, the connection between 50 and Supreme snapped forever. The respect was gone, replaced by vengeance. May 24th, 2000, a date burned into hip-hop history. 50 Cent stepped out of his grandmother's home in Queens, climbed into a car parked out front, and within seconds, his life changed forever. Another car pulled up, a man stepped out, raised a gun, and fired 9 times. Bullets tore through 50's legs, arms, chest, and face. One shattered his jaw. Somehow, he stayed conscious as the shooter sped off. Blood everywhere, sirens in the distance, but 50 was still alive. He spent weeks in the hospital, jaw wired shut, doctors doubting he'd make it. But that pain became his fuel. When he finally spoke again, his voice was different, deeper, rawer, stronger. That scarred tone became his trademark sound. The street said Daryl Homicide Baum, a man once tied to Mike Tyson, was behind the shooting, allegedly hired by Supreme McGriff. Months later, Baum himself got taken out in what many called street revenge. Nobody knew for sure, but karma seemed to move quick. When 50 dropped Many Men Wish Death, he poured the whole story into one record. It wasn't just a song, it was testimony. Many men wish death upon me. He wasn't exaggerating. After that, everything changed. He wasn't another rapper. He was living proof that survival is power. The same people who once doubted him now feared him. The industry that blacklisted him now begged for his music. But the violence around him didn't stop. Within a year, both E-Money Bags and Big Nose Troy were killed. Names tied to the same storm. Queens was a battlefield, and 50 had to move smart to stay alive.
Mysterious video that vanished from InfoMind's channel was about none other than 50 Cent.
When the cops finally took down Supreme, they used everything. Witness statements, street chatter, even lyrics from Ghetto Quran. But when they asked 50 about it, he just said, "Listen to the record." That was all. That's when people realized he wasn't scared of bullets, the law, or legends. He was built to endure. Those 9 shots didn't stop him. They baptized him into immortality. By 2003, the war that started in Queens had reached its end. Supreme McGriff was in custody. Murder Inc. was under federal investigation, and 50 Cent was on top of the world. The feds accused Irv Gotti of cleaning Supreme's money through the label, but he beat the case in 2005. Supreme wasn't as lucky. The evidence stacked too high. Witnesses, messages, and years of criminal ties buried him. When the verdict dropped, it was final. Life in prison, no parole. The same empire that once ruled the streets was gone. While Supreme's world crumbled, 50's empire exploded. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', became a global phenomenon. He turned pain into purpose, scars into strategy. Every track sounded like survival with a beat. He built more than music. He built businesses, movies, and shows. The same man who once hustled in Queens became a symbol of power in every sense. People love to joke about how 50 always rolls deep with security. But he's not scared, he's smart. After surviving 9 bullets, he knows what it costs to get comfortable. To him, caution isn't weakness, it's wisdom. He said it plenty of times, staying ready is how you live long enough to win. That's why his crew moves tight and his eyes always scan the room. He's been through too much to let pride get him caught again. In 2007, when Supreme got sentenced for life, 50 was living proof that the same streets that raise you can also bury you, if you let them. He didn't just escape that cycle, he mastered it. From Queens Corners to Hollywood studios, he became the blueprint for survival. His story isn't just about fame or fortune, it's about endurance. He took every bullet, every betrayal, and turned them into lessons that built an empire. So when you see 50 Cent today, calm, confident, and surrounded by protection, know this: it's not fear, it's experience. He's seen death, beat it, and cashed in on the comeback. Because in his world, the rule never changes. Don't get ready, stay ready.